Everybody, I am Haley Gray, and I am so excited to be with you here today with my dear friend, longtime friend, Leslie Lockhart, and she is the owner of Positively Community. And we're going to be talking about all things advertising your local small business in the local area, especially your brick and mortar businesses and stuff, because I find that a lot of people kind of get left out in the dust and they have a million different options and they've got people pitching them all the time and they just don't even know where to go. So we're going to be talking about marketing your small business in the local community because Leslie is the master of it. Welcome, Leslie. So happy to have
Hi.
you here.
Thank you, Haley. Haley is
I
the
have
master at
had,
what she does.
I do the digital marketing piece. So
Yeah. We fit
where
together
Leslie
well.
and I are different. Yeah, we kind of are like that opposite piece, right? I'm doing your Google ads, your Facebook ads, your social media posting, and a bunch of this other stuff. But what Leslie is doing is that print in your local community, things that are targeting your local community, events, live stuff, and doing all that stuff. And so I think it's really necessary to understand that one size does not fit all in marketing for business. And as one of my other clients likes to say, he likes to market a lot of different ways because you never really know exactly what's going to hit, what's not. And sometimes you have to be seen everywhere all the time. And then people are like, oh, yeah, I need a painter. Here, let me call you. And that's what Leslie helps with.
But digital marketing is very, very important. And
Absolutely.
I always, try to refer Haley and, encourage them if they can do anything to start with something. So,
Yeah. Well, and a lot
um,
of times, we're doing a lot of people. I talked to somebody last night and she's like, I didn't think I was big enough to talk to you. And I'm like, you should talk to me even if you're not as far along as you think you should be in business because a lot of times people don't expect it, but I'm like, here's resource, here's guides, here's information. Yeah, you need to hire me right now. You don't need to hire me right now. And here's why. And here's what you really should probably consider doing next. And I don't have any problems telling somebody no, or maybe not right now. Maybe this isn't the best idea. And a lot of people, all they have is like, hey, I'm going to sell you this.
yeah, I know not everyone's a fit for what I do, or I know they're not gonna, it's hard to know from the very beginning that they're not gonna use it, but a lot of what I do is much like a gym membership. If you don't use it, you're not gonna see results. And I do a lot for people, but I can't run your business for you. I'm not the trained orthodontist or dentist or whatever, but so I can be your brand ambassador and give you advice, but we're all small businesses trying to do everything, wear all the hats, and it can be hard and stressful and overwhelming. So it's easy to say, oh, I'll get to that later,
Right.
which I do too. But
We all do.
we all have to prioritize and say, well, if what I'm doing is not working or I want more, I got to try something different.
Yeah. Well, and that's the reality, right? And you have to do enough to get there. And a lot of my business owners that run brick and mortar businesses in particular that are, you know, starting to be really profitable, there's a point where they're like, yeah, I could hire a hairdresser or my next receptionist and have them do my social media for me. And that's when I know that it's never going to get done, right?
Mhm.
Because your receptionist has got 5,000 other tasks. Which one of them do you want them to give up in order to do your social media? Well, the social media is super important. Yeah, and the client that's sitting in front of them is more important. And is it worth your time to be doing some of the things that Leslie and I do? And I would categorically say no.
And I think it's interesting. The point about my business is it can't be your Hail Mary. Like if you get to me and
Mm-mm.
you're expecting my unique program to save your business, it's too late. You need
Yeah,
you
and
need to go to
that's one of
Haley
those
because
things.
that's where it's like triage, it's gonna be expensive. You need to invest in getting yourself everywhere for SEO and all that stuff. But for me, I can like I've tried to be like, oh, I'm gonna do an event. I'm gonna, and they get a bump, but it's not enough to save the hemorrhage that has already happened.
Well, it's the same here. Like, I can't make a business that you can't sell to your mom sell. I can't fix the problem that you're not answering your phone calls
Right.
or returning your phone calls. I can generate all the phone calls in the world. I can generate all the leads in the world. But if you're not able to serve them, then there's absolutely no point in it,
Or you
right?
don't show up for appointments.
Or yeah, you don't tell them, or you don't show up when you say you're going to show up, or yeah, there's a lot of things, right? So I would say digital marketing is almost never a Hail Mary either. If you are really trying to, if you're in a bad state financially, I would say honestly, take that last $25,000, file bankruptcy, reorganize, and move on to the next thing. Or, don't move on to the next thing, but learn from your mistakes and, leverage the power of business bankruptcy and
Some
use that as a
people should
strategy.
not, some people should not be business owners.
But
Yeah.
like, seriously, like if you're in that point where, I'm giving you my last $500 or I'm going to starve, I don't take your money. I won't,
Yeah.
because I know that the timelines for the return, no matter how amazing the ads are never going to be there, right? I can't
Right.
save you from yourself. Lesson learned after doing this for full time for almost a decade. I can't save you from yourself. I can't want it more than you do. And I can't fix decades of bad decisions.
Oh my God, I love that. I can't want it more than you do. I'm gonna start using that. I always say to my clients, I offer opportunities. It's up to them to take them. If they don't have to take all of them, that's unrealistic, but I offer so many different things, probably too
Mhm.
many, so it's overwhelming. So I'm trying to refine that a little bit, but I offer all these different options for different types of people. Like maybe you're really into coming to events, so all you do is come to my events, and that's great. Maybe you really like the blog ideas, so you use my blog. That's great. Maybe you just like the fact that I'm connected and I can promote you on Facebook groups when people ask for a recommendation, or you can just be on my website to help your SEO, backlinks and things like that. So, and I have different, options price wise and stuff for everybody, but I'm excited about the future for sure, because I've got so many ideas and I'm kind of branched off now into where I've got literally something for everybody.
Mhm. Right. Well, and it's one of those things where I think between Leslie and I, we cover the full spectrum and we're going to find you the right solution for what you're trying to do. But if you're coming to me saying, "Hey, I need to do SEO," the first question for me is probably going to be like, "So what are we trying to do with SEO? And what are our expectations?" And you're looking at me going, "Yep," or "I want to do this print." Cool. What are we trying to do with that? We need to do this. Cool. So are we going to send 3 mailers to that neighborhood in the next 6 months? I don't know. Let's do it.
Yeah, sure. And also people need to just, yeah, have proper expectations. And
Well, and that's one of the other challenges I have is, I can tell people all day long, like your expectations are not realistic and they're not going to hear me because they don't want to hear me.
just like weight loss,
And
everyone wants the magic bullet for their business.
yeah, they want the, 800-page website, but they want it in 3 weeks.
Or for
Well, it might be
$500.
possible, or for $500. Fast, good, cheap, right? Pick two. And that's not quite true, but I mean, the reality is have realistic expectations, understand what you're getting into. Don't fall for the latest fads is the other thing too. Just because AI is a fad right now. I love AI. I use AI. I abuse AI, but it's not going to save your business. You know, I see a lot of business coaches in the online world, especially like jumping on AI as the latest thing that everybody's going to, save their business.
Yeah.
It
So
messes
funny.
up.
So I've been dabbling in AI as a helpful tool for writing and stuff. I always tweak it, I always look at it. But a lot of times I write articles about businesses or other things for the community, and I have a questionnaire I send to people. So I feed it into AI these days, and I say generate, an article with this many words, this type of tone, whatever, and then I tweak it. Always read it, but
Always read it. Yeah.
but
Because they might have just rolled out a new version of ChatGPT that,
as the businesses that I am writing about, I am transparent. I need to save time and work harder, smarter, not harder. So I am putting your article in AI, and I will go through it and make sure there's nothing glaring, but you need to read it and approve it and make sure that you're happy with it. And so I just released my first community resource guide here.
Mhm.
So I can see it. And I did this edition. I did spotlight articles about some of my members. my main platform, and it's printed, it's out, and I'm able to fix some things in the digital version. But someone told me today they were reading it. Yay, they were reading it. And they noticed one article about a business wasn't wrong. It was just awkward in the terms and stuff. Some of it was used. That business approved it. So I didn't revise it. They approved it. And
Right. I looked at it. I didn't see anything that was wildly out of place. Cool. Gave it to the business owner. They didn't have a problem with it. Cool.
yeah,
Sorry.
and I mean, I did talk to the business owner. Luckily, he's a laid back person. He was like, "Oh, no big deal." But like, I don't like that. Like, I hate that it went to print like that because I fixed it in the blog version that I did on them. I noticed it in the blog version because I was actively, involved in that. My intern was pretty much heading up the business spotlights, and I was trusting her and trusting them to approve it. Well, this is why I'm a control freak. Like, if she didn't do anything wrong, it was them just being like, "Oh, it
Right.
looks good to me." Okay.
Yeah, and that's the hard thing, right? You can't save people from themselves. Oh, it looks good to me. I had a client recently who's doing a ton of different platforms that he's doing ads in, and he's like, "Oh, it looks great." Or he didn't really pay attention. He just forwarded it to me, and I looked at it and I'm like, "Okay, it's par for the course. The images fit the style, the look, the feel, the whatever." He's like, "No, I don't like that bathtub. I want to advertise this."
Mhm. Yeah, and I
Would
had
have
to
been helpful
add.
if you had told me that beforehand, but had it gone already and been fully approved and had it already gone through all the rounds of approvals,
Press
I
the
wouldn't have
light.
known that
Yeah,
because you didn't tell me.
right. And I had the ad. So one of the ads in this guide, way back in that process, they hire a marketing agency. Unfortunately, not yours, but they hire a very reputable marketing agency that I know, and someone did their print ad for them, and they sent it to me and him, and he says, "Approved, looks great." And then I'm like, "Okay, great." Well, luckily I looked at it because there was a blaring misspelling, like glaring misspelling. And I sent it back like, "You didn't mean to have it like this, right?" And she was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm glad." And she was on vacation. She was like, "I'm glad I checked my email because I was under a deadline." And he was just like, thumbs up, like, "No, thank you for catching that." Like,
Well,
oh,
yeah, that makes your business look kind of
yeah. I don't think
scary.
anybody
Yeah,
would fault me because your ad is wrong. You approved it.
right. Well,
Anyway.
and I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we can do a lot for your business. We can do a lot of things, and we're humans, human
Mm-hmm.
beings, not human doings,
Mm-hmm.
living the same existence alongside you. And we're here to help you get the best possible results and try to be really honest with you about what we can do, but we can't do it all for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish we could. I
And
wish
I've
I could be
learned,
flashier and more salesy and all that, and I'm just
yeah,
not. I'm sorry, guys, just not
we just need
in
less
my DNA
integrity.
daily. Exactly. We just need less integrity. I'm going to quote that on you, and we're going to put that all over TikTok, Leslie. We just need less integrity than we have because it's really hard to tell somebody no when, it's breaking our heart. And we're like, it would be really nice to have that money, but I can't do this to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Like when my old magazine, they'd have to sign a year contract. It was through another company, it's a franchise. So, that was kind of a non-negotiable for me. And I mean, well, technically I could get around the rules and be like, okay, I'm going to put them in for 3 months or 6 months or whatever, because, just to get the money. But I would blatantly tell them the way this is works, it's about branding and relationships and consistency and word of mouth and all these things. And I'll take your money, but I can guarantee you're most likely not going to get a lot of traction, if any, that you know of in 3 to 6 months, a minimum of a year, if not more. You may still, I'm not going to promise results. I deliver my end,
This.
and I try to get them out there. And I hate it when people are like, I feel like this is a marketing pitching session, but I hate it when people are like, well, can you tell me, first of all, can you give me referrals, like people who have used you and, good testimonials, whatever. And I'm like, well, sure, but like I handpick them. I'm of course going to give you good ones. Like, so what's the point? You just leave your, read your mind. And then they're like, well, can you tell me how other dentists do or whatever? And I'm like, Well, I don't know. First of all, I don't have a ton of any given category. Second of all,
By design.
yeah, by design, but everybody runs their business differently. So A, I'm not going to compare a dentist to a plumber and their results, period. B, I'm not going to compare dentist A to dentist B or dentist C
Period.
because did you answer your phone? Like, are you the right community fit for those people? Have you come to my events? Have you, engaged? What are you doing besides me?
Are you in
Like,
Wake Forest and this is an Apex magazine?
are you good?
Right.
So it's all these variables, and I'm like, I don't care if I had a dentist in there that was like the greatest dentist of all time. And then I get a second dentist and I'm like, oh, this person did great, and they got all these results. I don't want to give you positive or negative expectations because you're going to be a whole different experience.
Absolutely. So with that said, let's do this again sometime soon. And
Yeah.
thank you so much for being with me here today, Leslie. I appreciate you. Check out
Thank you.
Apex.com. And I'm so excited to be here with y'all. Take care. Have a great day. And we will see you soon. Bye.